Hello everybody, Flamin' Shark on the new microphone. Hopefully it sounds nice and crispy. I've played with the features a lot. I really haven't done much really to this microphone. It generally is, there's not much that I've set. I mean, I've just kind of limited a little so it won't completely peak when I go and stuff. As you guys know, I can get pretty high pitched when I want to, and just other dumb shit. But I've really not touched this microphone that much, but I think it's gonna sound quite nice in the actual video, so hopefully you guys like how it sounds. If you don't, well, this is probably the Fate finale anyways, so unless you're like a Danganronpa fan, it doesn't really matter for a long time anyways. I hope this is the last episode. We're here back on the Fate route of Fate Stay Night. I feel like we climaxed last episode, even though really I climaxed the episode before, because I thought, for me personally, the climax was actually right before the final fight. But we finished the final fight, and I kind of left you guys off on that cliffhanger because I felt like, oh shit, I realize we're so close to the end, but I feel like if I keep going, there's like probably another 2 hours left. This episode's going to be 5 hours long. It was going to kill me. So now we might be in for a short episode. There could be an hour left of the game, and this is a really short episode. But whatever the case may be, this is maybe the Fate finale. If not, this is episode 18. I think it's really funny because my first proper Let's Play was Danganronpa 1, and the main game of Danganronpa 1 took me 18 episodes to complete. And if I am correct, and this is the finale of the Fate route took me 18 episodes to complete. It's very interesting, because there's 3 main games in Danganronpa, there's 3 routes in Fate. The first Danganronpa game took me 18 episodes to complete the main story, and it looks like the first route of Fate might take me 18 episodes to complete. For the record, the second Danganronpa game took me 22 episodes to complete the main story, so I do wonder if there's any chance that Fate intervenes twice and Unlimited Blade Works takes us 22 episodes to get through. But, yeah, I'm really excited to just kind of see this, like, aftermath epilogue and just see how this ending goes now that we've defeated Golden Boy and Chief Asshole, the dynamic duo, truly. But Saber and Shiro prevail, and hopefully we get to have a nice happy ending where, you know, not everything always works out, but we do still have to actually destroy the Holy Grail first. That is what's left, and perhaps a very interesting ending alongside it. So that could be really interesting. I'm very excited for it. I'm curious to see what happens with the Holy Grail and what the Saber and Shiro most likely farewell looks like. And I'm curious to see how we leave off, because obviously we're doing Unlimited Blade Works, obviously we're doing Heaven's Feel, but I am going to be taking a substantial break from this series, because even though I wasn't always consistent and this wasn't coming out every week like I would have hoped, because in a perfect world we would have finished this route in about 4.5 months, assuming that this episode is the finale. It should have been 4.5 months to get through this route. It took substantially longer, as it does with kind of all my series. It's not related to Fate specifically, it's just me not being consistent on the YouTube channel. Hopefully this is the 4th video in a row that's going up, though, so maybe we're working on something here right now. But, I mean, hell, it's the 3rd video I'm recording tonight, and I had another video in the tank. But I'm recording this, actually, it's almost 5:30 in the morning on Tuesday, and I still haven't edited, rendered, or uploaded the Inside Job video that I want to post in about 6.5 hours, so I'm probably capping this out at about 3 hours. If we haven't reached the ending there, I guess this isn't the final part. But the last thing I want to say before I start, because I'll kind of give the whole spiel about thanking you all for watching. I know this isn't the most popular series on my channel by any stretch. The Let's Plays in general don't tend to be, but, you know, the Danganronpa series is a bit more popular than Fate, but I appreciate everyone who watches anyways. I know it's a big time commitment to watch me play through a long-ass visual novel like this, and I just appreciate everyone who watches. I'm glad that some people watch and enjoy it, because even if it's not a ton of views, as long as some people are into it, that's all the more reason for me to do it and for me to share my experience, because I'd be fucking loving this game with or without you guys. But being able to share my feelings with people and know that, hey, you know, there might be 2,000 people maybe that check out this video and really enjoy it, and really enjoy my takes and my reactions and everything of Fate Stay Night and my initial initial playthrough, read-through of Fate is really fucking cool. And I know I say it with all my series, and it's true, though. No matter whether it's a popular series or a less popular series or whatever, as long as there are some people watching that appreciate it, it's always more than enough. And it's so nice to see people really enjoying it. And I've seen really great responses. And I really do have to say that another reason why I keep wanting to play these Let's Plays is because I honestly think some of the most appreciative fans that have like ever, responded to me about videos are my Danganronpa and Fate videos. People really do love these Let's Plays of VNs and related content, and that's it's so great because it was such a, even though in a way it's similar to reactions, it was something very different for me, and I'm just so glad that people have enjoyed it as much as they have, reacting to these kind of narrative-driven video games. Even if it's obviously not everyone's cup of tea. So, the last thing I want to say is, if anyone wants to hit me up, and I'm sure I'm going to get like fucking 20 DMs now, but if anyone wants to hit me up in the DMs on Discord and basically give me the fucking sauce to get like the absolute most up-to-date, best like ultimate edition or whatever the fuck it's called version of Fate, for when I do Unlimited Blade Works and Heaven's Field down the line, to get like the absolute best versions and set me up with all the sauce, I would appreciate it, because I don't even fucking remember what I did to get this version. I'm pretty sure this isn't the best version, and people have talked about it in the comments, and I kind of wanted to just stick with the version I had. I didn't want to fuck with it because, I had already started the route and everything, but if you guys want to hook me up with the absolute best version of Fate Stay Night that we have to go through and to run through for the other routes, I would appreciate it. And feel free to message me, because I say 20 people will message me, and then that, because of that, 19 of you will not actually do it, so I'll actually only have one person. But seriously, I would appreciate it. And yeah, it's just something that would be nice, because I have a person for there's another visual novel that I'm probably going to do eventually that a person has kind of given me the hookup for, and I haven't really looked at it because it was like 20 million years ago, but it's one of those things where it's like, I just appreciate it, the little things that you guys can do. But anyways, enough of that nonsense. The day has been won. It was the end of part 17. The title is literally like Fate Stay Night, which is kind of crazy. Like, if you look at these titles, right, it's like 15th day, right? And now it's Fate Stay Night. So like, that tells you this shit's the ending. They were playing fucking the title theme was playing for a while, and like, the title of this part is literally Fate Stay Night. It doesn't even say the day. Like, that's wild. So let's do it. Still falling, Emiyashiro runs on his hands as well. In one hand is the dagger, in a crouching position, running to the Black Priest. Yep. That was so cool. I really love that art. That art is sick. Dude, I'm gonna have to actually use like a thumbnail. Like, you guys are actually gonna see a thumbnail, because because like I said, the way I do my Let's Plays is I just use one thumbnail. I find like a piece of fan art I really like or whatever. I make like a very basic thumbnail, and I just put the different numbers on it, and I make them all like when I start. I don't know if I have a set thumbnail for the Fate route finale, so I might have to ask recommendations from a friend, because I have what I believe I have my template for UBW, I think, but I'm not sure. But oh man, this theme is sick too. But yeah, I actually have no idea what this thumbnail is gonna be if this is the end, because it won't be the normal one, because will do a different thumbnail if this is the finale of the first route. The Sword of Retribution is stabbed into the priest's chest. The priest turns slowly. Before that, stopping himself with his feet, Emiyashiro jumps back. The spinning body and all the magical energy in his left hand. He takes it, and like a whirlwind, Yep, that was sick.
Let's go!
Yes, sir. The magical energy is poured into the Azoth sword along with the word of release. The other thing I like is this mic is like smaller and it's kind of like a bit more compact than the other one I had. The other one was kind of fat as fuck. This one's not that big, so it's a bit less in the way. Because my setup, it was like a bit distracting. And not to say this one isn't completely out of the way, but it's much better than the last one I had. So it helps me look at the full screen with less encumbered than before. The golden sword was swung. She must not have even had the energy to raise it back up. Saber keeps her sword and her face down. Slashed up, the man beholds the knight that has defeated him. Are you going to have like some snarky final words, or are you going to actually acknowledge Arturia? The sound of wind echoes through the compound. The waves of light like a flood are no more. The two knights share no words as they place themselves in a parting called the battle's end. And the man sighs. He raises his weak hand and touches the cheek of the knight in front of him, as if making sure she exists.
憎らしい女だ。最後までこの俺に歯向かうか。
Yes. The golden armor starts to fade away. The existence of the King of Heroes is disappearing.
だが許そう。手に入らぬからこそ美しいものもある。
That is surprisingly mature from Gilgamesh, given the fact that like everything he's said up to this point, and that that literally does not line up with anything he's said up to this point. Because he's the guy who can obtain anything, right? His fingers slip. I guess he's learned the lesson, so to speak. His raised arm falls powerlessly to the ground.
ならばこそ、俺がお前に敗れるは必要だったか。
I like that, though. He did acknowledge her. That is his way of acknowledging her. That's sick. He says it sullenly and kind of depressed, like, damn. Even I wasn't worthy of her. And in his final moments...
ではな、騎士王。いや、なかなかに楽しかったぞ。
Yeah, that shit looked pretty fun. Look at all the fucking blades. Seriously, why has there been like 8 fucking moments in the Fate route that really make it seem like it's actually the Unlimited Blade Works route? What the fuck is Unlimited Blade Works? He smiles ironically and disappears. Sparks fly onto the priest's uniform. The sparks are coming from the dagger in his chest. No chunks of flesh or blood are flying out, but still, the battle here is over as well. He doesn't even look at me. He's just looking down at the dagger in his chest in complete and utter disbelief. The wind is blowing. The wind coming from the void above eliminates the sounds around it. In the rumbling silence,
なぜお前がこの剣を持っている
Kotomine Kire murmurs in a clear voice.
それは俺のじゃない。遠坂から預かったものだ。
Yep. How long was he thinking? Actually, real quick, guys, I am actually going to check something super quick. So, yeah, if you don't mind, I'm actually going to, real quick, just check something and make sure this recording's working properly, because I just thought of something. Okay, guys, the recording is working properly. So I had the issue with the last episode, and I was like 99.999% sure that I fixed it, but for some reason I was like, fuck, I might not have fixed it. And now it fucking, did it like skip ahead when I Okay, it was just how long was he thinking, right? Wait, no, there was something else there. He sighs, and the body that he hasn't moved since the beginning of our confrontation finally moves. I see. There indeed was a time when I gave it to some girl on a whim. I believe that was 10 years ago. I see. No wonder I have become weak. The body of the priest falls to the ground. That's interesting. So very poetic. It was his blade that he gave to Tosaka. I wonder, interesting. I don't think Rin actually said that, but it's interesting, the poetic justice. I'm sure that blade will appear in Fate Zero. I watch it all. He has talked about himself like he was someone else until the very end. And the priest sinks into that which he summoned, that which he wished for. That is the end of the man called Kotomine Kirei. A fitting end for a fitting asshole, I suppose. And the true end of the long battle. Yes, you just won, quote unquote, the Holy Grail War. How does it feel knowing that as your reward you get to lose Saber forever? Oh, status screen updated. The fuck did I get? Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, double Kirei, by the way. That's pretty funny. I love how we learned, like, nothing about Caster in this arc. I mean, like, there is some stuff here, but we really didn't learn shit about her, which is pretty funny. Obviously, she's going to be more heavily focused on in either Unlimited Blade Works, Heaven's Feel, or both. The enemy is gone, and I face the final large task. Oops. The black void in the sky. That mud is stopped, but the strange void is still beating. That is the Holy Grail. The omnipotent grail that would have been given to the winner of this war. There's a wind blowing. Kotomine is gone, and the power binding Ilya must have vanished. Ilya is now free of that void, and she's sleeping by my side. I don't know what condition she's in, but it doesn't seem like her life is in danger. She should wake up fine if I go home and have Tosaka look at her. Yeah, Tosaka's alive. Ilya's alive. I mean, like, this is a pretty happy ending. Like, your boy Shinji is... yikes, but, you know, he was kind of a major asshole. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this route worked out really well. Like, there were some grim moments. I mean, the worst thing that happened was probably Archer's death, and even then, like, he is a spirit, so it's not exactly the same thing as, like, Rin or Ilya dying or something. The war has ended. Nobody else is going to get hurt, and I won't lose anyone else. Well, that's not quite true. The masters are gone, and the servants will disappear as their tasks are over. I already knew this was going to happen. We climbed those long stairs together. Let me actually just move my mic a little bit here. There we go. Just trying to find that perfect position for my mic. I'm not used to it. It's so different from my other one. Our parting is already done. All that's left is to close the curtains. I wait with an empty mind, looking up at the void, and she appears. She walks straight towards me, her figure unchanged since the first time I saw her. She stops close enough that I could reach out to her. There are no words to confirm her safety or to congratulate her of the victory. This was something that was already decided, yes. It was fated, right? So there is only one thing left to do.
聖杯を破壊します。それが私の役割です。
Yes, it is, Saber. So saying, she starts to walk. The strong winds do not affect her as she approaches it step by step. She must be in range. She quietly readies her sword and looks at the black void. I stare at her back. I clench my fists hard, bite my lip, stifle the words about to come out of my mouth, and engrave her figure into my memory. And then...
マスター、命令を。あなたの命がなければ、あれは破壊できない。
I think we have a command spell that'll do just the trick. With her back to me, she tells me to use my last command spell. Saber will disappear once the Holy Grail is destroyed. No, as she will destroy the Holy Grail, she will never again become a servant. Saber became a servant because she sought the Holy Grail. It is a nice, cruel irony that's very cool. And I'm assuming Nazu is very into this type of ironic twist. So I feel like this is probably the type of thing I would come to expect if I really dove deeper into Nazu's works. Destroying the Holy Grail out of her own will means destroying her contract as well. If she destroys the Holy Grail, she will end her life as the king. So in a way, she kind of gets her wish granted, weirdly enough.
シロ、あなたの声で聞かせてほしい。
Yeah, she needs your confirmation. Not just because of your command spell, but for something more than that. Saber's voice. Every time I hear it, I want to scream. To tell her not to go. I want to scream for her to stay here. But that's something I should not do, even for the sake of my life. I love Saber. I want her to be happier than anyone else, and I want to be with her forever. But if I truly love her, that's wrong. I loved Saber as she continued to fight even after getting hurt. She was a girl who discarded everything, was filled with injuries, yet still protected all the way through. If I consider that beautiful and want to protect it, I cannot destroy her life just for my own selfishness. She was born as a king and lived as a king. That will not change no matter what. From the time she swore to carry the sword, the girl became a king and nothing else. That is her pride. She ran through the battles so that in her final moments, she would be able to believe her path was the right one, the just one, the true one. The dreams of the girl Arturia, the mind that chose to be the king over her own life, to fight. Even after she learned it would be unrewarded, she still clasped the sword and defended the oath of the king. For many years, I cannot do anything to dishonor the pride that she has held until the time of her death.
Saber, その責務を果たしてくれ。
I kind of had my emotional climax. I definitely am feeling this moment, but like I said, to me it was episode 16 was the fucking climax. I say so with a flood of emotions. It's kind of like acceptance. I'm kind of in that spot of acceptance where I'm just ready. Yo, that's sick! An overflowing light. The void in the sky is cut in half by the light and disappears without a trace. There's nothing left. Just like that, the destroyed mountain is now a flat field. Dawn is in the distance. The horizon is shining in gleaming gold. My left hand hurts. My last command spell disappears. That makes me accept that the curtains have been drawn.
これで終わったのですね。
Yep.
あ、これで終わりだ。もう何も残ってない。
So it wasn't immediate.
そうですか。では私たちの契約もここまでですね。
Yep.
あなたの剣となり、敵を撃ち、近江を守った。
I love how her back is to Shiro, and because he had made the comment about how he engraved her back into his memory forever just a few moments ago, and now we get that shot. And this is kind of like it almost has like a higher plane vibes to it. Like I could see I could imagine this being portrayed in a very congratulations scene type of way almost.
この約束を果たせてよかった。
そうだな。セイバーはよくやってくれた。
Yes, she fucking did. Both of you did well. Shiro, you had the character arc, you had the journey, and I like where your character went, and it's gonna be weird to play another route where presumably I'm playing as you again, and like it's gonna be weird to see you kind of go back to how you were and then also have like a different journey. It's gonna be very strange. Nothing more needs to be said. Saber is far away, and I do not run to her. The morning sun rises. The halted wind begins again. A gold that seems to last forever. In it,
最後に一つだけ伝えないと。
she says in a voice filled with determination.
ああ。どんな？
I reply like always with my best bluff. Aw, poor guy. It's okay, Amiya. You're still gonna have Ilya and Rin and everyone else in your life. Sakura, you know, can't forget her. Saber's body wavers. And she turns to face him. She is facing me. That's kind of a cool, like, edit of her outfit. Like, that's kind of cool. She looks straight at me, and in a voice without regret.
シロ、あなたを
Of course.
愛している。
Yep. I think that's what we were all expecting. And even if it makes it harder, it's better to say it. To look at her, to not regret a single decision we made, but to still admit the fact that yes, I do love you, Shiro. It says those words. Wind blows. I close my blinded eyes and open them again, and she's gone. Oh! Oh, that's so good. Oh, it's so poetic. I don't think there's any surprise. I kind of saw this coming. That our parting would be like this. An open field fills my eyes. As the wind blew, the night disappeared. Just as she appeared, leaving no trace.
ああ。本当にお前らしい。
Yeah, she would say that right before she goes deuces. There are no regrets in my voice. I squint at the rising sun, keeping everything I lost close to my heart. I stare at the horizon, wishing never to forget and for it to never fade away. A distant land glowing in sunlight, resembling the golden field she ran through. Oh shit, that faded on its own. Please tell me that's not the end. Do I look like a fucking idiot? Am I a fucking idiot? Is this the credits? Okay, epilogue. Okay, epilogue. Thank God. Thank God. Holy shit. Thank God. I was about to look like an idiot. I hear a sound. I hear the sound of the old, heavy, rusted door of the shed open. Light comes into the dark shed. I start to wake up.
先輩、起きてますか?
Sakura or Ilya? I don't even need to check who's here. It is Sakura, right? Yeah. Because, I mean, they both have cute voices, but that sounded more like Sakura. Oh, so it's time already. Taking a breath, I open my eyes. I like how this is coming full circle now. We're kind of going back to the kind of the prologue here with the epilogue. Yay!
おはようございます、先輩。そろそろ時間ですよ。
Yep, we've really come full circle. We got our girl Sakura waking us up. Perhaps the true waifu? She got fucked in this arc. I'm very curious to see, because I'm under the I'm under the impression that like Saber. My best guess is that the Fate route is the Saber romance arc. the Unlimited Blade Works is the Rin romance arc, and by default, I feel like Heaven's Feel has to be Sakura because I don't know who else it could be, because if it was Ilya, that'd be fucking weird. So I'm kind of just guessing that that's what it is, and like in the original game, in the Unlimited Blade Works route, you get to bone Rin, and in the Heaven's Feel, you get to bone Sakura. I don't know. That's my best guess. It's kind of a working theory here, because like Unlimited Blade Works is clearly going to focus on like Rin and Archer, and we're going to get like way more cool shit with them. Even though we got a ton of it in this route, we're going to get way more in that route, and things are obviously going to go differently. I'm assuming Heaven's Feel is going to be more focused around Shinji and Sakura and all that stuff. I'm just guessing. At the very least, I think Sakura is going to play a much larger role in Heaven's Feel. That's my guess, but like I said, I've struggled with whether I think Sakura is even an important character or not. It's so hard to tell, but signs like this tend to make me think that, yeah, she's going to have her moment in the sun.
そうみたいだ。おはよう、さくら。起こしに来てくれてサンキューな。
Yep.
いえ、お礼を言われることじゃありません。先輩ならきちんと起きてくれるって分かってましたから、私は余計なことをしただけなんです。
She really is such a simp.
そっか。けど、ならなんでわざわざ起こしに来てくれたんだ？
Because she likes to, dummy.
わざわざじゃありません。
Yeah.
今朝は先輩を起こしたくなって、いつもより30分も早起きしたんです。今日は特別な日ですから。
It's gonna be like his birthday or something and he totally forgot. Or it's gonna be like, I almost wanted to say the 1-year anniversary of Saber. That reminds me. That's right, today is a special day.
さくら、聞くまでもないと思うんだが、藤音はまだ来てないよな。
It also could be Kiritsugu's like birthday or the day that Kiritsugu passed or something.
はい、内村先生はまだ。あ、でもイリアちゃんは先に来てます。
Nice, Ilya. As I thought. Ilya being the only one here only means one thing. The only one here means one thing.
まずい。さくら、すまないんだけど、
Nice.
朝食の支度を頼む。俺、ひとっ走りして藤音を叩き起こしてくれ。
Lovely.
はい、ご苦労様です先輩。
Yeah, we do have a lot of troubles. This is so weird. Fortunately, I worked late last night as well, so I'm still in my work clothes. It's good I can go outside without having to change.
10分で戻るから、あとはよろしく頼む。
はい、任せちゃってください。
Nice. Yeah, let's go find our girl. Oh, there's Ilya.
シロ起きてる。
That's not the girl I was talking about. I was talking about Fujimura Sensei, the goat!
なあ、今起きた。ちょっと藤音を起こしてくるから、さくらの手伝いをしてやってくれ。
Sure, why not? Patting Ilya on her shoulder, I head to the front entrance.
やられた。もう、シロは私が起こしに行くって言ったでしょ。さくら。
Damn, Sakura just fucking yeeted your ass. Ilya runs to the shed screaming. Such a scene isn't that unusual now. Ilya said she wouldn't go back to her country, so I consulted Fujine to see if I could keep her at my place. Fujine really objected, said her house was better, and ended up taking Ilya in. I like that. That's actually kind of cute. Since then, still staying at the Fujimura house, Ilya comes attacking with Fujine at morning and at night. Needless to say, their target is breakfast and dinner, of course. It's been 2 months since they started living together, and they seem to be in union now, so I assume it's been about 2 months since, or maybe a little more than 2 months since the end of the Holy Grail War. I was wondering how much of a time skip this was, but good to know. Because clearly he's kind of seems to be back to his normal everyday life, although albeit maybe a slightly different version. But when I walk past the shed area, I hear voices over the wall. It's Sakura and Ilya talking. I thought Ilya would not get along with Sakura since Ilya has that really unreserved personality, but I was wrong. The two consisting of the energetic Ilya and the quiet Sakura are getting along well, even though they're rather noisy. In fact, Sakura is regaining her spirit because of Ilya. Nice. Sakura stopped smiling when her brother Mato Shinji disappeared and was considered missing, yeah. Yeah! Probably a good thing in the long run, to be honest. She's just so kind. Poor girl. She must have vaguely understood the connection with the mass coma incident at the school. She was worried about the missing Shinji and moped for a long time. It was Ilya who forcibly made Sakura get over it, and Sakura regains her cheerfulness when Ilya is around.
さくら、笑えるようになったよな。
Time, or perhaps better, even better, people heal all wounds. I'm purely happy for that, because that soft smile certainly suits her. Yeah, we gotta get some Rin here in this epilogue at some point, though. There she is! Not
ひど
Rin.
いよイリアちゃん。何があっても起こしてって臨時ボーナスまであげたのに。
Wow. Fujine scoffs down breakfast while crying.
当然よ。タイガを待ってたら私まで遅れるし、給金分は義理を果たしたわ。あれ以上の働きを要求するなら、臨時じゃなくて基本給をアップさせることね。
Damn, I feel like she was gonna keep talking longer. Yeah. One, she's calling her Taiga, and two, she's just spitting cold hard facts.
むむ。私だけじゃなくおじいさまからももらってるくせに、どうしてこの子は主戦度なのかしら。
Because she's a rich bitch. Also, what the fuck is a miser? I literally have no idea what that word means.
若い頃からお金にうるさいと周りの子に嫌われちゃうぞ。
Well, I mean, she is, again, a rich bitch, and she kind of gave up that life. I assume she's not, doing the Von Einsbrunn thing anymore, so...
嫌われて結構よ。好きな人以外なら何を思われても関係ないもの。それよりタイ
Damn.
ガ、貸したお金ちゃんと返してよね。給料日5日前だったんでしょ。
Getting fucking called out by Ilya. That's sick.
なんでそんなこと知ってるのよあなた。
タイガに聞いたわ。お望み
Raiga?
なら明細まで話してあげてよ。
Is that Grandpa? Also, I love how she's kind of doing like, that's a very Rin face that Ilya's making. Ilya smiles daringly. In contrast to Sakura, Ilya and Fujine do not get along well. And to add, Ilya gets really mean when she faces Fujine. That smile right now is like that certain someone. Yes! Okay, I wasn't crazy. That is a fucking Tosaka smile.
返済は明日までね。できなかったらタイガのお小遣いから引いていくから。
What the fuck?
おじいさま、そんなことまであなたに話したの？
I mean, to be fair, he's probably, grandfather is probably treating Ilya as his great granddaughter. So yeah, you're fucked. There's a new favorite in town, bitch.
ええ、お昼はずっ
Yep.
と一緒だ。
Yep! I knew it!
タイガより可愛いって褒めてくれたわ。
I fucking knew it. That's awesome.
どうしてくれるのよシロ。この子とんだ悪魔っ子じゃない。このままじゃ藤村組が乗っ取られるわ。
I mean, yeah, like I said, she's the boss's new great granddaughter, and she clearly has a much higher aptitude for business, quote unquote, than you do. So I'm sure great grandpa approves. Actually, more than that, you were still getting allowances at that age. Yes, I like how we didn't bring that up until now.
いってらっしゃいシロ。今日は早いんでしょ。ならここで待ってるからすぐに帰ってきてね。
This feels like a more like canonical version, but it does remind me a tiny bit of the Ace Attorney credits. Just a tiny bit. Like obviously this is seemingly going much longer and like it's not just flipping from character to character. It's not doing the same thing. I won't spoil what the Ace Attorney credits do, but it gives me a little bit of the vibes of that.
努力する。留守番よろしくな、イリア。
いっそのことここの子になっちゃえバカ。
Wow. Fujine sulks while hiding behind my back.
はいはい、タイガも気を引き締めなさいよね。外でシロに迷惑かけちゃダメなんだから。
To be fair, all anyone does is cause Shiro trouble, to be honest. Ilia easily turns aside her remark. The power relationship must already be at a position where Fujine can't push back by force. Awesome.
じゃあ先に行ってるけど、のんびり歩いて遅刻しちゃダメよ、シロ。
I'm kind of surprised there's a fucking render of a fucking motorcycle helmet and goggles in the game. That makes me wonder if we're fucking gonna ride a motorcycle in one of the other routes. That's kind of random. Or moped or whatever it is. It sounds more like a moped, honestly. Brrr. Leaving the sound of exhaust, Fujine disappears like a bullet. Fujine got her license a month ago. Oh, that's just an epilogue thing. Okay, fair enough. Since then, her tardiness decreased considerably, but she has received another nickname of Rocket Tiger. I mean, Rocket Diver that only she doesn't know about. I stretch out and take a deep breath. Sakura has gone to school already. Seeing how she was eating a large bowl of rice today, it seems she is in really high spirits. Good for her. Good to see. Oh, it's an archery club thing. Today is the big day for the archery club. Sakura must be enthusiastic to work hard as the co-captain of the archery club. Yeah, we got no more Shinji in the archery club, of course.
さて、それじゃ。
Let's go to school. Today is April 7th. There's the school entrance exam ceremony, and the season is past the cold winter and already into spring. Nice. So yeah, 2 months later. It's been 2 months since... Wow, that's literally the next line. It's been 2 months since then. It feels like a lot has changed since she has gone away, but I think the changes are trivial. Winter ended and spring came. Yes, it's the Sakura Blossoms. Also, it's April 7th, and I'm playing this. I'm playing this on April 11th. 7/11, baby. But I'm playing this on April 11th, and you guys are going to get it on, what, April 14th? So exactly a week after. Damn! Damn! That's crazy. Literally a week. Oh, that's so wild. That's all that's changed. I feel like I've grown up a bit, but it's not like that caused me to be any different. So not much has changed. Emiyashiro is clumsily running after Kiritsugu as usual. Yep. There she is! The goat!
朝から顔を合わせるなんて奇遇ね。
Yeah, believe it or not, he's actually going to fucking school.
おっす。今日もいい天気だな。
I love that. Os! I will forever think of Hunter x Hunter anytime I hear that. I raise my hand and greet her.
けど奇遇か？ここ最近よくニアミスするだろう。
Okay.
まあいや、そりゃ今までこう頻繁に出くわすことはなかったけど。
Yeah, that's fair. Like, prior to the Holy Grail War, it's not like you two really talked at all.
出くわすってあなたね。
Dosaka glares at me as if unhappy about something. I don't think it's good to send an aura of enmity first thing in the morning.
遠坂、もしかして登校時間変えたのか？前はもうちょっと遅かっただろう。早すぎず遅すぎずって時間だった。
Yeah, everything was so calculated with Rin.
そんなことないわよ。今まで顔を合わせなかったのは空前でしょ。知ってる？エミヤくんと私の家、きっかり正反対の位置にあるの。だから普通に起きて普通に坂を降りれば、ここで顔を合わせるのは当然ってわけ。
It's almost like you're the protagonist of a story.
へえ、それは初耳だ。そっか、それなら確かに。
Wait, hold on. That's only if we do the same things around the same time. For Tosaka to come at this intersection at this time, she would have to get up at 6. But that's...
遠坂、お前眠くない？
I ask her directly.
何よその言い分。私は眠くもないし無理もしてないわ。
Aww, you're adorable, girl.
なんだってそんなこと聞くわけ？あなた。
Because he did the math. Believe it or not, he's not an
お前
idiot.
朝弱かったから。寝不足で学校に行くと化けの皮が剥がれるぞ。授業中に居眠りなんかしたら大変だ。
Yeah, he's got a point. They won't see you as Little Miss Perfect anymore.
下手に起こそうものなら 寝起きの悪魔みたいな顔した遠坂が暴れるんだからな。
Oh, that would be a sight to see. I want to see that. Like, I will kill all that disturbs my sleep type kind of thing. Absolutely. I could 100% imagine that from my girl.
そんなことしないわよ。たかだか30分の早起きで深くなんて取るものですか。
Yeah, honestly, I think like Rin figure is probably at the top of my list to add to the collection. So when we do, one day I'll show you guys probably some of that, because I will. Rin figure is, and honestly Saber figure too, but like Rin figure is probably at the top of the list. I haven't bought a figure in a while, and I probably won't for quite a while. But the next time it probably won't be figure time anytime soon, but the next time it is, Rin's right at the top of the list. She is so goated.
ほら早起きしてるじゃないか、やっぱり。
もう人の起床時間なんてどうでもいいでしょ。つまんない詮索をしてる暇があるならさっさと学校に行きなさい。
No, it's way more fun embarrassing you. Tosaka gets angry while looking away. Her excuse is plausible, so I stop my greeting here and we resume our way to school. We go up the hill. The streets and houses below me have all changed to show the coming of spring. The wind is comfortable and the sakura flowers flutter down occasionally from the school on top of the hill. Everything that can be seen and felt is pleasant.
何？今週はほとんどバイトなの？まあエミヤくんの時間だから文句はないけど、そんなんで体壊さない？
ね？いや、今日ぐらいは休みをもらったよ。
Nice.
弓道部で新入部員の歓迎会をやるっていうから、イリアを連れて遊びに行こうかなと。
Nice.
うわ、なんかさりげにすごい度胸してるわよね。平気な顔してイリアを学校に連れて行くあたり大物だわ。
Yeah, you're gonna look like a fucking lolicon.
なんかまずいか？イリアだって暇つぶしになるって喜ぶと思う。
I love how fucking oblivious he is to the fact that she looks like she's fucking 7.
まずいわよ。まずいけど。
Nice.
そういうことなら私もお邪魔しようかな。
Yes.
イリアがいる
Facts.
なら退屈しないし。何より危なっかしくって放っておけない。
Yeah, let's be real. If there's any country that you gotta worry about fucking lolicons, it is the country that coined the fucking term. I'm thankful that she says that. It's Tosaka, not Sakura or me, that understands Ilya the most. Yeah, I guess they have the most to relate. There's the fact that she periodically takes care of Ilya, but more important, Ilya and Tosaka are naturally born magi. I think Tosaka would be a good teacher for Ilya, as she doesn't quite realize what it's like to live as a magus while hiding that fact. Thus, things are settling into the way they should be. The damage from the Holy Grail War is almost completely restored by the new priest dispatched by the church, and our everyday life has returned without problems. There are certainly things that we lost and will not return. Of course, most of all Saber, as he's probably about to get to. But the wounds have slowly healed, and I should be happy about the regrets fading away.
けど意外だったな。
And then, Tosaka murmurs in a serious tone, while looking down at the town below her.
意外だったって何
We're
が？
gonna talk about it, huh?
私シロはもっと落ち込むと思ってた。
About losing the woman he loved? I think he's accepted that it was what was supposed to be.
しばらくは立ち直れないだろうなって思ってたのよ。
It's not necessarily getting over it, it's moving on, which aren't necessarily the same thing. Like, he'll never truly be over it, but that doesn't mean life stops. There's still plenty of things to enjoy in life. That is about the girl that isn't here anymore. It's been 2 months since then. It's about the golden-haired girl that we talk about for the first time since then.
そうだな。俺もそうなるだろうって思ってた。その後のことなんて考えるだけでどうかしそうだった。
But then the future comes and you realize maybe it isn't that scary after all. Isn't that right, Shiro?
けど 蓋を開けてみれば白ったら今まで通りだったでしょ。落ち込むどころの話じゃなくて、次の日にはもうケロリとしてた。
He accepts and cherished the time he had with her.
その時にね、こいつ大丈夫かなとも思ったのよ。うまく言えないんだけど、次の日にはあっさり事故で死んじゃうような雰囲気だった。
Yeah, that's what they call it in Japan. Sure.
なんだそりゃ。なんで平気なのにあっさり死ぬんだ。
That's the thing. Like he's okay. And it's okay to be okay. It's okay to grieve, to cry, to suffer, but it's also okay to just be okay. Sometimes things happen that you don't want to happen and that make you feel a certain way, but it's okay to just accept it too. Whatever reaction, whatever allows you to accept and move on and continue living is however you should take something.
そういうこともあるの。人間ってのはね、何かの手違いで
Wow.
一生涯の目標を叶えちゃうと、それでぽっくりいくものなのよ。
Okay.
もう生きるのはいいやと思った途端、赤信号なのに車が突っ込んできたり、あっさりと階段から落ちたりするんだか
I
ら。
think that's more like a cliche than an actual thing. Okay. Tosaka's metaphor is difficult to understand, like always. She might want to say something about peaceful death and going to heaven or something.
だから私はそれが心配だった。ああいう時はね、いっそ派手に落ち込んでくれた方が周りは安心するものなの。
I get what she's trying to say, though. It's like he's accepted, like, he kind of fulfilled his destiny, his fate, and it was kind of like, well, he fulfilled his purpose, his life's work, and now it's like, well, is he really going to keep on living? Especially when he's at peace with the world and at peace with everything he's done up to this point. I kind of get it, but it's like, I really like this, like, I really like the idea of the end of this ending where it's like, life just moves on, and you just keep going, and like, you know, in a world, like, there's only one thing that ever ends the story, and that is death. And even death doesn't end the story for everyone around you, just you. So, I like how they are portraying this, where it's like, yeah, he did this incredible thing, and he won the Holy Grail War, and he, you know, saved so many people, and in the end, life just moves on, and there's something natural about it, because in the end, life is a never-ending story.
なんだ。じゃあ落ち込んでたら慰めてくれたのか。
Damn.
トサカ。
まさか背中に蹴り入れて一日で立ち直らせてやったわよ。それができなくて残念だって話。
That is the most Tosaka Rin response I've ever heard. She looks away in displeasure. Her gesture looks so funny that I laugh.
何よ、おかしい？
いや。
Yes,
とに
that's
かく
exactly what I was
トサカらし
saying.
い厳しいセリフだったんで安心した。
We both walk on, looking up at the spring sunlight. The hill is long, and it looks as if it'll continue on into the endless blue sky. Yeah, one day I want to be in Japan in summer. Or, not summer, sorry. I was in Japan in summer, and that was interesting. I actually didn't mind the weather, but, you know, it's like 95 and humid, and then it's you're in a fucking typhoon. So, very interesting weather, to say the least, especially as someone who's from California, where it usually is just hot. Although, to be fair, this winter we actually had a stupid amount of rain. It was actually kind of crazy, but regardless. And as if saying something trifling.
じゃあもう未練はないんだ。セイバーがいなくなってもさ。
Yeah, and neither Saber nor Shiro truly have any regrets. Tosaka murmurs while looking up at the sky.
ああ。未練なんてきっとない。
I'm not positive, but I really don't think so. It's not a bluff, and I say so with a calm state that even surprises me. There is no regret, and I don't have anything I forgot to tell her. That parting contained everything. What I wanted to do, what she dreamed of. It was a competition of our determination, and maybe I should have taken her hand and granted her dream, but there was something we both felt was beautiful, and we desperately protected it until the very end. There's nothing to feel regret about, as she has properly ended her time. I cannot remain in this reminiscence forever. Oh, cool. New shots.
シローの中では決着をつけたってことね。
Yeah, that's basically the long and the short of it, Tosaka, but that's a cool shot of the town.
だから落ち込むこともなく、思い出に浸ることもないってわけ。
Yes, we've used that word twice now in like 2 chains of lines.
けど今も夢に見る。これから先もずっとあいつのことを思い出すよ。
Fair enough.
いつか記憶が薄れて、あいつの声もあいつの仕草も忘れていく。
You'll never forget the way she made you feel.
それでもこんなことがあったと。
Yep.
セイバーっていうやつが好きだったってことだけはずっと覚えてる。
Wow. Tosaka doesn't say anything, but for some reason she looks happy and start to walk as if she's skipping. Maybe because she feels a similar way about our boy Archer.
どうしたんだよ、遠坂。そんなに急いで。なんかあったのか？
別に、ただ早く学校に着きたいなって。
Yay.
さあ、そういうわけだからシローも急ぐ。のんびりしてると置いてくわよ。
I really wouldn't mind if it ends here. I think we're gonna get this archery club welcome, although they'd have to introduce new students, which means new models, so maybe not. Turning around, Tosaka starts running up the hill.
なんだあいつ。朝弱いくせに無理して。
Trust me, she's more than pleased with what she just heard. Grumbling, I throw the bag over my shoulder and start to run. It's still 7:30. It's too early a time for a student not involved in any club activities, but I guess there's nothing wrong with being early. Better early than late, especially in Japan, because being on time usually means being early in Japan. Running up the road that seems to go up into the sky, I reach the school earlier than usual. Today is the day the new year starts. If I'm to celebrate it, I have to shake off my old memories and hurry up. Traces will never go away. Even if I almost cry from the vacancy hitting my heart. This really is the ending, isn't it? Blue sky is in the distance. It feels so close. Yet, I cannot grab it even if I reach out with my hands. Oh, I'm imagining like Okabe or Mayuri, shaking hands with Stardust. I looked up at the stars before. The stars that I cannot reach, and the wishes that will not be granted. And yet that's okay, isn't it? There's nothing we have been able to leave behind for each other. Therefore, traces and memories will disappear someday. But still, even if it will not reach her, there should be something that will remain in all our hearts. There is nothing that remains in our hands, but we lived the same time and looked up at the same things. If I can remember that, I can believe that we can be together even if we are far apart. I can assert that as there are things that will go away, there are also things that will not go away. That is why I will keep running for now. If I aim for the distance, there should come a day when I will be able to reach out to what I have been aiming for. Winter is past, and it is spring, the season of new beginnings. Under the blue sky that she has also seen, I keep running up the hill. Oh, that's so poetic. He keeps trudging along through life, pushing for it. Oh my god. That's sick. The battle has ended. Her last battleground, the battle that was fought between the split halves of her country, ended with the king's victory. Is she going back to her moment of death? That sounds like a male. The night is running. The battle has ended. The bloody red sun has already set. and the darkness of the night is already ruling over the battlefield. I like that, though. It looks like we had Shiro's finale. This is probably Saber's. The hill, covered with corpses, is filled with curses, crying out to try to take the survivors with them. Through it all, the knight runs panting. A rein is in the knight's hand, and the wounded white horse earnestly follows him. The only survivors are this knight and this horse, and this one king that is lying on the white horse's back.
Oh, Asao! こちらに!
He must be wounded himself, but the knight runs through the battlefield with all his energy. The king he is serving is on the verge of death. The king has defeated the enemy's king in personal combat, but the king received a fatal wound as well. The wound is fatal even in the knight's eyes. The king that they have served will soon reach death.
お気を確かに。あの森までたどり着けば必ず。
He desperately calls out. Or possibly, the knight might have really believed it. That their king is immortal. That as long as the guidance of the holy sword is there, the king would never die. He breathes hard, passes over mountains of corpses, and heads for the forest that is not covered in blood. He knew of the king's immortality. Therefore, he believes that the king's wound will heal if he escapes this cursed battlefield and makes it to a pure place. No. He could only believe so. He believed his own king, unlike the other knights. Are we gonna do some fucking reincarnation shit and this is like Shiro's like thing here? It's like a weird... I doubt it, but I don't know. That just came to my head because it's just like, it feels like a kind of like weird tropey thing to do. The king was isolated in the court, alienated by the knights, and was feared by the people. But the king did not show emotion even in such a situation and always stayed as an ideal. And the knight felt pride in his young king. He did not serve his country. He had entrusted his sword, struggled to be of power, and made his way to be a personal guard of the king as a young man because it was this king. The masked king. The boy who tried to allow no personal feelings. And to be fair, he might have hoped to be able to see the king's true face if he went near the king. He just wanted to see the king's true expressions. Not the face he puts on during battle or in the castle, but a real smiling face of a human. It should appear in the court when he has been released from his duties. No matter how perfect a king is, he cannot strain his mind 24 hours a day. But that thinking proved wrong. The only thing he found out was the truth, contrary to his expectation. He has made it to the rank of Imperial Guard and was able to guard beside the king. He has guarded the king closer than any other knights and kept watch on the king's behaviors. But still, it did not happen even once. His king never smiled. Since when did he feel anger toward it? The king has accomplished so many great deeds and has accrued much glory, he feels the same way that Shiro does. But in fact, the king never showed a peaceful face. He could not approve of that fact. He wanted to believe such a thing should not be allowed. That is why he wished for his king to be awarded the light. But he has yet to accomplish that. The king is still isolated. That is why the knight continuously did not approve of the king's death. He cannot end it here. He thinks that this great king is not rewarded enough for his actions.
お、今はこちらに。すぐに兵を呼んでまいります。
I just thought of something. I mean, he doesn't look anything like him, but I couldn't help but, I don't know, the second I saw that and I was like waiting for some sus and I was thinking like, what could this plot twist be? And all my mind went to was fucking Archer. But there's just no way. In the forest he reaches, the knight lays the king by a large tree. I love how the knight looks like 20,000 times bigger than the fucking king. The situation is a race against time. It takes half a day, no matter how much he hurries, to go to the port where his own army is left. Anyone with eyes should be able to tell if the king's life will last till the morning or not.
どうかそれまで辛抱。必ず兵を連れて戻ります。
Does she speak? No. He salutes the unconscious king and runs to his white horse.
ベリビエル。
Bedivere? Bedivere? No idea. Before that, the king that should have been unconscious calls out his name.
おお、意識が戻られましたか。
少し夢を見ていた。
It's the dream. Oh my god, the dream. It's the fucking it's everything we did up till now. Her dream. I guarantee her fucking dream was what just happened. Like the game, Fate Stay Night, like the fucking Fate route. A faint voice, but that voice seems warm to the night. Yep.
夢ですか。
He calls out as if to search. The king's consciousness is not certain. He shall go back into the darkness unless he replies so.
そうだ。あまり見たことがないのでな。貴重な体験をした。
それは。では、どうぞお気遣いなくお休みください。私はその間に兵を呼んでまいります。
This is the true end she never experienced. In her life, she was unconscious and never woke up, but here she has this final moment before she dies after everything she did as a heroic spirit in Holy Grail Wars. A gasping sound. It sounds as if what the knight said was unexpected.
おう。何かご無礼な点でも。
いや、そなたの言い分に驚いた。夢とは目を覚ました後でも見れるものなのか。
Huh.
違う夢ではなく、目をつむればまた同じものが現れると。
Now, it is the knight's turn to be surprised. He stutters but replies even though he knows it is a lie.
はい。強く思えば、同じ夢を見続けることもできるでしょう。
Yep.
私にも経験があります。
Oh, this is so cool. Such a thing is not possible. What happens only once and not continuously is what people call a dream, and that's why she called it a dream. It's so good! She knows that too. But the knight lies in spite of that. He apologizes that this will be the first and last dishonesty he will perform toward the king. Oh, this is so
そう
cool.
か。そなたは博識だな。ベリビエル。
Bedivere. No idea if that's the correct pronunciation, but it's the Saber pronunciation. The king murmurs as if impressed. His face is still looking down as he does not even look up at the knight. The king breathes so softly that it can barely be heard, and quietly,
ベリビエル。我が命権を持て。
the knight gives his last order in a faint voice.
よいか。この森を抜け、あの血塗られた丘を越えるのだ。
Yep.
その先には
Yep.
深い湖があ
There
る。
you go. The lady in the lake, the sword. Yep. The whole myth.
我が
There it
剣を
is.
投げ入れよ。
おお。それは。
The knight knows what that means. The sword of the lake. To let go of the sword that was proof of the king and what protected the king means the end of the king he has served.
行くのだ。ことを成し得たのならばここに戻り、そなたが見たことを伝えてほしい。
Huh. The king does not take back his order. The knight takes the holy sword and goes over the hill with his indecision still in mind. Bedivere is feeling it for sure. And The knight hesitates, returning the sword for 3 times. The lake was certainly there, but he just could not throw the sword in it. If he throws the sword in, his king will disappear. The knight is unable to throw away the sword from his unwillingness to part with the king, and the knight turns around and returns to the king. The king repeats to the knight. As the knight lies to the king that he has thrown away the sword, the king only replies to follow his command. To disobey the king's command is a great sin for a knight, but still, he disobeyed the king's order twice. He was reluctant for the king's life when he faced the lake. But that comes to an end. As the knight figures out he cannot change the king's decision, he throws the sword in the lake on his 3rd visit. The holy sword returns to the lake. A white hand appearing from the water receives the sword, and after going through the sky 3 times, the holy sword vanishes from this world. And the knight finally accepts it, the king's end, that the duty that was too long has finally ended. After crossing the hill 3 times, the forest is covered in morning sunlight. Okay, this is actually getting to me emotionally. We're not crying, we're not dying over here like in episode 16, but this is getting to me. The battlefield is afar, in the pure light mist that does not show any trace of a bloody battle.
湖に剣を投げ入れてまいりました。剣は湖の夫人の手に。
Yep.
確かに。
The king opens his eyes at the knight's words.
そうか。ならば胸を張るがよい。そなたは、そなたの王の命を守ったの。
Yep. The knight nods silently to the voice facing death. Everything has ended. Chaos in his country would still continue. The battle will not end, and the day of ruin will come around soon. But the battle of the king has ended. She has fulfilled her duty until the very last moment. The light disappears. Finishing her task as her last strength disappeared from her body.
すまないな、ベリビエール。今度の眠りは少し長く。
I could be completely wrong about what she dreamed about, but that felt like it felt like that's what we were implying. As if going to sleep slowly, she gradually closes her eyes. The morning sunlight fills the area. The forest stands there quietly as his king goes into a long sleep. I wouldn't be surprised if Bedivere is in the overall fate, like obviously not in this story, but obviously fate, Fate Go is a thing, and, fucking whatever the fuck Fate Goes, gotcha shit, and there's like a million Fate spinoffs. I'm sure Bedivere is a fucking, a fucking, potato. Like he has a fucking form. The knight keeps watching over her figure. The king that he wished for. A lonely king that was seen off by just one knight. But her face is what he wished for. A peaceful sleep. In her last moments, the king has obtained peace that she has never been able to obtain. He was just happy about that fact. The knight thanks the someone who has given her peace and proudly watches over his king. Oh, and back to the blue sky. The heaven is far and the clearing sky is blue. The battle has truly ended.
見ているのですか、アーサー。
Oh, that's awesome. His murmur rides through the wind, as if sinking into the endless blue, the king that went into sleep.
夢の続きを。
Yeah, because he has her memories. Sees a distant dream. That's awesome! That's so cool. The battle is over. Let us put our swords down and rest in the momentary peace. After dozing in a warm dream, a new day will dawn. The days continue on, and we are still following the same star we once saw. Wow. Wow. That's the fucking... Yes! We did it! Holy shit, we did it! Oh my god, we actually beat a third of the game! Yo, this is wild. Dude, how long is this episode? This episode's like a fucking... gonna be like an hour and a half. It's probably gonna be longer than that because I'm probably gonna say a lot. Although maybe not, because I could probably just say a lot of what I want to say during the credits. But holy fuck. Shoutouts to all the voice actors. I don't think I recognize any of them off the top of my head. Or at least not most of them. There's a few that I might recognize, but I don't know many, like, Japanese VAs. But shoutouts to the voice actors and actresses. The seiyus did an awesome job. I'm assuming a lot of this was just anime dialogue that was just used. I don't know exactly how much of it was that, how much of it was made for the Rialto Nua version of Fate Stay Night, because I'm pretty sure the original game didn't have voice acting. But, I mean, this was tremendous. I'm not gonna lie, I think the Fate route exceeded my expectations, because I know, now obviously, from my understanding, the anime kind of butchers this route. It's probably, obviously most people are always gonna say, oh, the original is better and stuff and whatever, but from my understanding, Fate fans pretty universally agree that they butchered the first route. The Dean Fate Stay Night adaptation. Whereas people do, from my understanding, really like the Unlimited Blade Route show, the Unlimited Blade Routes, the Unlimited Blade Works show, and the Heaven's Feel films. Because I believe it's like I don't know how many episodes there are for Unlimited Blade Works, but I believe it's 3 films for Heaven's Feel. Finn. Oh man, anytime I see Finn, that hits different. That's fucking wild. What a fucking game. To think we're only a third of the way through this game. I mean, obviously we could stop here, but that is obviously also not the plan. I assume I have to click? Yep, I do have to click. Yo! Yo, that's sick! Yo, that's sick that the title screen changed. Wow. We fucking did it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We beat Fate Stay Night. Look at this screen. Isn't that a fucking beauty? Wow. Alright, so as it kind of expected, this is going to be a much shorter episode. This will be the shortest episode we have ever done, and it might be the shortest episode of the entire series. It'll certainly at least be the shortest episode of our initial run, our initial... I guess it was technically 16 episodes, the Fate route, because the first 2 episodes were the prologue. The shortest episode up to this point was ironically the end of the prologue, which was I think like 2 hours and 15 minutes or something. This will be a sub 2 hour video, which normally would be way too short, but this was essentially the epilogue episode of Fate, and I'm okay with that. The episode, I was worried this episode would be stupidly short. It was long enough to where I feel okay about cutting off where I did last time. And I'm just really happy to see the forest through the trees, so to speak, because this was a wonderful experience, and I really fucking enjoyed the Fate route of Fate Stay Night. I think this game is fucking awesome, and I like how we got so much, and yet there's still a lot of unanswered questions that we will take into Unlimited Blade Works. There's still a lot that we don't know. We don't know who Archer is. We don't know jack about Castor. You know, and there's still a little bit of there's definitely other mysteries that will, that we leave from the first route, and there's other mysteries that will, I'm sure will come up in Unlimited Blade Works that probably won't get resolved until Heaven's Feel. So, you know, we have 1/3 of the pieces, and it's going to be a while before we further piece together the overall world that is Fate Stay Night. But we have finished the Fate route, and I am impressed because I know people have different takes. I know there's a lot of people that think Unlimited Blade Works is the best route. I saw a lot of people actually say that they thought Heaven's Feel was the best route. When I was under the impression that the general consensus was that UBW was the best route, I saw a lot of people I saw some people push back on that and say that they really think Heaven's Feel is the best. So, and obviously I'm sure there's plenty of people who do think this is the best route, but I think the Fate route was such a great introduction to this franchise, and, you know, regardless of, you know, certain things that maybe could have been better, as an overall story, it got me invested in the characters. I give a shit about Emi Yashiro. I give a shit about Saber. I give a shit about Tosaka Rin. I give a shit about Archer. You know, maybe not as much Sakura. I'm not there yet with her because I just don't think she got shafted in this route, and I'm fully expecting her to be important in one or both of the other routes. But this was just not her route, clearly. And, you know, all these characters that I thought were really cool, and it was just a really fun story. It's ironic because, honestly, going into it, the last thing I really expected Fate to be was a fucking death game, but maybe I shouldn't be surprised because Japan's fucking obsessed with death games. And here we are. But it was a really compelling story. There was a lot of interesting lore and backstory, and in a lot of ways, it kind of reminded me of the original Star Wars films in the sense that I love how there was this kind of like rich backstory that was kind of teased of events that happened before the story, and obviously we're talking about the events that get adapted in Fate Zero, much like how many years later we would have of course, the prequel trilogy for Star Wars that would kind of adapt the events prior to A New Hope. And I kind of got the same vibes with Fate, where there was like all this rich backstory that was talking about events that happened 10 years ago in the previous Holy Grail War, and events that we will eventually cover when I do react to the Fate Zero anime a million years from now, after I finish the entire fucking Fate Stay Night game, which God only knows when I'll be done with this whole game, because we are not jumping immediately into Unlimited Blade Works. I'm going to be taking full disclosure, a long hiatus from Fate. The plan is to do a bunch of Danganronpa stuff and then return to Fate with Unlimited Blade Works. And like I said, in the meantime, I will hopefully some of you guys will hook me up on the absolute best shit for Fate, and hopefully I'll be able to have an even better kind of version, or work that out in advance before we start Unlimited Blade Works. The other thing that I don't know really what to do, because there's just so many of them. I really want to do all the bad endings, but holy fuck, there's so many of them. And I'm very curious. I'd almost would prefer to do like a reaction video to like the ones that I haven't done or something. I think this is probably a massive ask, way too big of an ask, but low-key I would kind of love if someone's like really dedicated to this series and really desperately wants to see me react to all of the bad ends. What I would love to do, and I know this is a huge ask, but I would love for them to record all of the bad ends that I haven't gotten, make like a compilation video, or if it's too long, you could make like a couple or whatever, and then like I'd react to them. And I think that would be really cool. Because that would be so much easier for me, and I know that's probably a big ask, but if someone really wants me to react to those, I would fucking love it if they just went through the game, ran all of them, and like recorded it, and then like spliced them together edited them together, and like sent me the video. That would be sick. Like you could post it unlisted on YouTube or something, and then just send it to me, and just give me like all the bad endings that I didn't get in the Let's Play. That would be so sick if someone did that for like the Fate route, and then down the line for UBW and Heaven's Feel. I would fucking love that, because that would be like how I would return if someone did that between now and Unlimited Blade Works, I would love to like return to Fate with that video. And like use that as saying, hey, I'm back, and then like the next video would of course be the start of Unlimited Blade Works or whatever. I don't know exactly what that's going to look like because obviously this is such a blind experience. I don't really know fully even how this works, but we will get to that all in due time. And I'm just so happy because it's such a satisfying feeling to go on a long journey like this and reach the end. So anytime I get to this point, I'm always very pleased. And to see that we are officially a third of the way through Fate Stay Night it's quite the accomplishment. It feels like I have completed a significant portion of this massive undertaking that I did when I decided, hey, I'm gonna do a Fate Let's Play, and I'm 1/3 of the way there. Not to say that there won't be future Fate content beyond this, like I said, you know, whether it's Fate Zero or potentially, you know, Hollow Atraxia, because, you know, I know that exists. And I'm sure there's people that will want me to play that when I'm done with Fate Stay Night. And the only thing I'll guarantee, and there's also like a million Fate anime like spin-off nonsense. The only thing I will guarantee is Fate Zero. We're doing all 3 routes of Fate Stay Night and we're doing Fate Zero. I'm not going to guarantee anything more than that, but I will say that you never know because I did fucking love this route. And if Unlimited Blade Works and Heaven's Feel are more of the same, if not even potentially better than this route, then I'm like really high on this game and really high on this universe already. So you never know how far down the rabbit hole I will go. Just wait until my 250 part Fate Go Let's Play, where I become a gacha fiend or whatever the fuck. I don't even fucking know what Fate Go is. I just know it's a meme. So, you know, I can't speak on Fate Grand Order, but who knows, right? Who knows how far down this rabbit hole I fall. But so far, I have done the absolute bare minimum of the Fate rabbit hole by playing the first route of Fate. And I can say with sincerity that this was really fucking cool. And I'm really glad that I did it. And I get the feeling that when the time comes for us to tackle Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, I get the feeling that I will come away from Unlimited Blade Works with a very similar feeling to the feeling I have here after finishing the Fate route of Fate Stay Night. So I'm sick of saying the Fate route of Fate Stay Night. I can't wait till we're on the other routes where I can just say Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works and Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel, because it sounds stupid to say Fate Stay Night Fate. That just sounds stupid. I feel like I have to say the Fate route of Fate Stay Night when I do like the intro. So it'll be nice to not have to say that anymore. That'll be great. But yeah, I fucking love it. This was awesome. And as you see, in the words of Emi Ishiro, the experience we had and that quote right there, it was a fun fucking battle that you were drawn into, and there was a lot of great moments along the way. So I had a lot of fun. I know you all probably enjoyed it too. I know this was a long experience, and it was, you know, in a perfect world, it would have been 4.5 months, and this is not a perfect world, so it took a lot longer than that. I actually have no idea when this started on the channel, but nevertheless, 18 episodes, and God knows how many hours later, we are here at the conclusion of the Fate route of Fate Stay Night. So I guess 16 episodes in regards to the Fate route, but 18 episodes overall up to this point. And I am so glad to be saying this. But ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. I want to thank all of you so much for checking out my Let's Play of Fate Stay Night. And I hope that you guys will return in the future. Like I said, I don't know when exactly we're going to get back with Unlimited Blade Works, but I guarantee you that one day we will be covering Unlimited Blade Works. And eventually Heaven's Feel, unless, like, God knows what happens. But we will return with Fate one day, just like Danganronpa is returning very soon to the channel. And like I said, when I finished Danganronpa 2, I said, you know, we will be returning one day. That day has come because we have finished the first route of Fate. But I absolutely can't wait to return to the Fate universe and to see all of these lovely characters again and to go on this journey again. But this time in a totally different context. I can't imagine what awesome reveals and moments and brilliant storytelling and epic songs and just all the cool shit that awaits me in Unlimited Blade Works. But for the time being, this isn't about Unlimited Blade Works. This isn't about Heaven's Feel. This is about Fate. And today, August 11th, 2023 for me, and August 14th, 2023, or whenever you're watching this for you guys. Who knows? Maybe when you're watching this, I finished the whole game. Who knows? Maybe you saw my Fate Zero reactions and were like, oh shit, this guy fucking played all of Fate. I gotta watch that. And you just got to the end of the Fate route. Who knows? If I'm actually talking to you like years down the line and that was your exact situation where you found me from Fate Zero and then realized I did the Let's Plays of the game, you were like, holy shit, this is sick. And you're here now and you're listening to me, that's fucking wild. But regardless, I think it's time to bid you adieu. So without any further ado, the Flaming Shark and the Fate route of Fate Stay Night signing out. Hope you guys all have a wonderful, fantastical day. I hope you stick around to watch other stuff on the channel, whether it's more, visual novel related content like the Danganronpa stuff, or my anime reactions, or my cartoon reactions, or maybe even something else, because, we might be diving into live action stuff before the end of the year. But whatever the case may be, the Flamin' Shark and Fate Stay Night's Fate route signing out. Hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastical day, and I'll see you next time with another video. Thanks for watching, and thank you so much, truly, for watching my Fate Stay Night Let's Play, and I hope you continue to watch it when it returns with Unlimited Blade Works. Peace.